about the different time lengths in the speeches. Do you guys like the 3-minute ones more? Do you guys like the 8-minute ones more?
The 3 minutes. 3 minutes?
Alright, here, raise your hand for 3-minute speeches, like short 3-minute speeches. Ooh, see that kind? Everyone likes the 3 minutes.
State regulation.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be talking about micronutrients today, guys. I think a lot of problems are caused by a lack of micronutrients and an abundance of micronutrient sparse foods, calorically dense foods, processed foods, things like that. And I struggle myself with a lot of problems: stomach aches, headaches, bad sleep, bad skin, grogginess, brain fog, low energy, etc. And as soon as I started implementing micronutrients into my diet, all those issues literally went away. And a lot of, I don't want to speak for people, but I used to think that diet is kind of negligible. It doesn't have a lot to do with your health and who you are, but it really does. And let's talk about it. So micronutrients, what are they? They are nutrients that your body needs in like comically small amounts, like ridiculously small amounts. And a lot of people know about macros. Like, here, raise your hand if you guys have heard of carbs, fats, and protein. Yeah, see, everyone has heard of macros, but not too many people are familiar with macros. Here, to do a quick raise your hand, have you heard of vitamin C, D, A, potassium, zinc, iron, magnesium? Yeah, see, you guys are actually a lot more familiar with macros than you think. I interviewed a couple people and they said they didn't know, but pretty much all you guys raised your hand and that was awesome. Let's move on to why they're important, because that's enough about what they are in themselves. Before I go into this, I want to just say that if you're trying to make progress in your sleep, or if you're trying to like lose weight, or get clear skin, or just about anything health related, if you're trying to make progress in that, you cannot build upon a weak foundation. So if your diet is clapped and you're trying to do all these great things for yourself, like get better sleep, you're not gonna be able to do it. It's gonna fail every single time, and that's why you see so many videos about, how to get better sleep. Why do I feel stressed all the time? Why is my skin so full of acne? And it's like they're trying to put band-aids on it, but in reality, they were just trying to build that on a weak foundation. So the way you build a strong foundation for these goals is to have a micronutrient-dense diet, meaning you want the things that you eat to come from single ingredient foods that are high in micronutrients. It's very simple, actually. A lot of things like this is simple. It's just putting it into, actually doing it is the tricky part. Red meat is goated. Milk is goated. I don't know about the dark leafy greens. I didn't make this, but I don't agree with the dark leafy greens. Greens and fruits and vegetables actually have low micronutrient profiles, and vegetables are especially bad because you have to prepare them. Like, you gotta boil them or bake them, and that's the only way they'll taste somewhat tolerable. But then that fries all the nutrients out of it. So yeah, I don't know why the hell that happened. Excuse me. Fish, goated. Organs, goated. Mussels, clams, oysters, goated. Eggs, goated. Fish, crustaceans, lamb chops, goated. In my opinion, egg yolk is the best substance in the entire world that you can put into your body. And then maybe oysters, red meat, butter, ghee, tallow, certain oils. If you start implementing micronutrient-dense foods into your diet, it's going to compound really quickly, the same way eating crap food will compound. If you start by just replacing a snack or an ingredient in your dinner or your breakfast or your lunch, and you replace it with one micronutrient-dense food, you're literally making so much more progress than the majority of people, because the majority of people will never go on a journey like that. And it does really, really add up. So let's talk about how to actually implement this into your diet. Let's get into the nitty-gritty and specifics of that. You need micronutrient-dense food, like I mentioned before. this is a pretty good list. If you want to ask like AI or something, like just type in like list of micronutrient dense foods, it'll probably give you a plethora of different meals and snacks, and it's so goated, man. Like if you go to AI and you ask it like make me some micronutrient dense dinner meals or snack ideas for work or just like or for school, for anything, it's amazing. And something I want to mention about, am I at 5 minutes or 6? Okay. Something I want to mention about implementing is you can't be perfect. Perfect is the enemy of the good. Every time I've ever tried to be perfect with my diet, I crash hard and I binge eat, my skin breaks out, and my sleep gets trashed. Yeah, do not try to be perfect. Like, if your cravings for like junk food are really intense, and you know yourself, and you know that you don't have the willpower skills necessary to overcome that, just eat the junk food. Because it's so much better than like storing it down, like suppressing. That's why they talk about emotional suppression, like with mental health and stuff like that. They say don't suppress your emotions. Don't suppress your cravings, because that's like the recipe to binge eating and to like, yeah, just don't try to be perfect. Just try to be consistent. Like, if one day, you're like checking every box, like your snacks, your dinner, your breakfast. I wouldn't eat breakfast, by the way. Lunch. You're checking all your boxes and you're stoked and you're like, hell yeah. And then you go into day 2. Whoa. It's like that. So that, like, if you have a really good day on day 1 and then you try going into day 2, but your willpower level has been, diminished from yesterday, one checkbox is just as big of a win as checking all 4, or however many checkboxes you have. This is just as much progress as this, because most people try to force this, and then they just do nothing for 3, 4, 5, 6, because they end up binging, and you don't want to do that. And the last piece of advice I'll leave you with is researching on YouTube. There are so many influencers, there are so many TikToks, there are so many it's like a whole niche. Clean eating, diet, like meals and all that stuff. So you'll learn a lot from AI, you'll learn a lot from YouTubers, social media influencers, etc. And I'd actually recommend you go there for your information and not necessarily the health professionals, because a lot of the health professionals don't know what the hell they're talking about, to be honest. And social media influencers do. So, I'm not even being sarcastic, I genuinely believe that. So, yeah, micronutrients, they're very small, but your body needs them. It's for your physical health, your mental health. Establish a routine and do your best to be consistent with it. And